And for those of you, I am so sorry, this recorded webinar, actually I just started recording this because I forgot to press the record button. But anyway, we're getting right into the information anyway that you really need that's ready. So I apologize for all the other stuff that we didn't get to record. But anyway, moving forward. The areas that are affected are the 3.9 and 3.7 contracts. Now, I'm not going to discuss areas and numbers and all that stuff. I'm going to identify the states for you. Okay, so that way you know, because you are in states and you know those better than anything else. So there's the first one, which is the 3.75 contract. That is a pre-solicitation, meaning that they are going to be accepting bids anytime, any day now. They can accept bids and announce it as a full solicitation to asset management companies. Okay, this pre-solicitation came out in July, so we're expecting this to go full force any day now. Okay, here are the states that are that are in the 3.75 contract period: the state of Georgia, Colorado, New Mexico, North Texas, Utah, Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania, Virginia, Washington, D.C., and West Virginia. Okay, so what that means that these states that I just mentioned, because this is one of the things I was talking about, a temporary contract or an emergency contract. This contract is only it's a 6-month base period, which normally it's a 12-month base period. It's a 6-month base period plus 2 12-month option periods. So it's technically a 2.5-year contract. Okay, it's not going to be the full 5 years on this, and that's because it had to fulfill the remainder of the contract that was done previously. Okay, so it was not completed, so they're going to be doing just a temporary or an emergency contract, whatever you want to call it, but it is what it is. Those states are going to be affected. So what that means is the states that I just mentioned: Georgia, Colorado, New Mexico, North Texas, Utah, Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania, Virginia, District of Columbia, and West Virginia. And there's more states, but these are the ones for 3.75. Those states will have asset management changes. So you want to make sure that you are ready to submit your packages for these companies that get awarded in those states. The next one to look out for. So we just mentioned these states right here: Pennsylvania, Virginia right here, Georgia, and then these blue shaded states right here. Those are the 3 geographical regions that are affected with the 3.75. Now, let's go to the 3.9 asset management solicitation. Now, this one is actually also in the process of solicitation, and this also can go out at any day now. The original time when they posted this pre-solicitation was in July 24th. Now, I never like discussing dates because dates are never set in stone with HUD. I just got to tell you that up front. You have to be really on top of your game to know when these things and changes happen. And that's why I'm here telling you this. So for the 3.9, here are the states involved in that. And these are 6 geographical regions consisting of the states of Arizona, California, Hawaii, Guam, Nevada, Idaho, Alaska, Washington, Oregon, South Dakota, Nebraska, Iowa, Wisconsin, Montana, Wyoming, North Dakota, Minnesota, Connecticut, Maine, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New York, Rhode Island, and Vermont. So as you can see, there's a lot of states. I'd say 2/3 of the country is going to have asset management changes within the next 6 months or so. So this particular 3.9 contract is coming up to an end. It's actually it's ending the 3.5 contract or the 3.7 contracts that were already done 5 years ago. So this contract is organically coming to an end. So there's no state of emergency or no transition contract or anything like that. It's just that the contract period is over. The 5 years have gone by. May of next year, the 5 years will be up. So we're going to see this solicitation come out any day now, and it's going to be awarded to one asset management company per state, okay? It's going to have a 12-month base period with 4 12-month option periods, because this is a full 5-year contract regarding those states that I just mentioned. So that's these states here, the yellow-coded states on the west, these top states right here, all in the north part of the country, and then the northeast New England states up here. And keep in mind, there's 3 states, Illinois, Ohio, and Michigan, that are also color-coded here. Michigan and Ohio were actually originally included in the 3.9. They were recently just removed. Now, what does that mean? That means that it could come back any day, or changes may happen down the line really soon. We don't know, but they're still kind of in limbo. Illinois here, that's shaded in red, that one was originally in talks of getting in this particular contract, but for some reason it was also pulled out. So right now Illinois is not included in these states, but it's color-coded red because just like the rest of them, there's something that might happen with that particular state. If your state was not called, right now we don't see any announced changes by HUD. It does not mean that you will not have any changes coming up soon. Like I said, HUD is very unpredictable when it comes to these things, and the time frames and timelines are really off. Nobody can really tell you exact dates, and I don't want to ever promise you exact dates, but I do know one thing: they are going to happen. I'd say within the next 6 months, you're going to see changes happening. So what that means is you want to make sure that you're ready. So what's next? What do you got to do? Well, you have to be ready to submit your proposal. So I'm going to go through some things that will help you put your proposal together, but you need to make sure your HUD advertising guidelines, what they are. Believe it or not, I talk in a lot of states, and I've trained, like I said, thousands of agents and across the country. And one thing I noticed, about 75 to 80% of agents do not actually know that they can actually advertise any HUD listing without the listing agent's permission. I mean, tell me that that's not such a great opportunity. That's a wonderful opportunity for any agent, because especially if your area has good amount of inventory, you don't really have to be an agent, a listing agent, to be marketing them. If I was selling HUDs actively, I can't because of my conflict of interest and my confidentiality and stuff with HUD and the asset managers. Technically, I would be marketing HUD homes all day long, because all I'm going to do is create buyer leads for myself that I can feed to my team and keep them busy all day long, especially if I'm in a state that has a good amount of flowing inventory. So take advantage of that. Another thing is, you have to use phrases that are positive, that don't have something of a negative connotation to them. So for example, you want to use phrases like HUD homes, HUD acquired, HUD owned, or HUD REO can be used as in your marketing. Equal housing opportunity, you have to have the equal housing opportunity logo on every piece of marketing that you do. This right here, whether it's online or offline, you must include that in your marketing. Also, you want to adhere to all the local, federal, state, real estate commissions, MLS advertising regulations, including the Truth in Lending Act. So you want to make sure that you fall into guidelines of those as well, so that way you're not fined or you're not doing anything wrong. And you want to make sure that there's price consistency, meaning that you want to make sure the price of the property is identical to the price shown on the HUD Home Store website. You don't want to have different information, because that's not going to look good for you, and the asset manager might see that and call you out on that, and that's not a good thing. So you want to definitely make sure, put it as one of your tasks, to always check the purchase price of the home that's on the HUD Home Store website, so there's consistency and that you have the right marketing. Now, some marketing don'ts. Do not use the HUD seal. This is a big no-no. I see this a lot. A lot of agents that are marketing stuff, HUD homes on their websites, technically, or their print media, they use this more of an authority type of feel because they want to show that they're involved with HUD. Well, they cannot use this. This is a registered trademark that is only allowed for its authorized users to use. It's registered but trademarked by HUD. So the general public, agents, and all that don't use this logo. You have to use this logo right here, the Equal Housing Opportunity logo that I mentioned, okay? So let's move forward. Another don't. You do not want to refer to HUD homes in a negative way, like I mentioned, so you can't call them HUD foreclosures or HUD repos or HUD repossessed or must sell. That's not allowed. You don't want to leave your voicemail boxes full. I threw that in there because I wanted to tell you that's my pet peeve. When I was setting up all these listing agent networks across the country, if I had somebody that I was trying to call to interview that had a voicemail box that was full, they'd probably not hear back from me again unless you were really impressive on your proposals. And I'll tell you one thing, I did not see too many impressive proposals, I'll tell you that. But it is what it is, and I want to change that. I want agents to be out there that are going to put their best foot forward when they're coming to any asset management company, not just HUD, to any REO company, because what you present as your material represents you as a person and as a business person. So if I'm putting, excuse my language, half-assing everything and throwing it out there and hoping it sticks, then guess what? That's how you portray yourself to be. So you don't want to do that. You also don't want to advertise anything as coming soon. HUD does not allow coming soon advertising, unlike other marketing that you may be doing for your listings. So don't advertise coming soon. Only advertise HUD homes that are listed active on HUDHomestore.com. And then don't ever portray yourself as a listing agent if you're not. That's a big no-no because you can be in all sorts of violations, not just by HUD, but also by your local MLS and so on and so forth. So you want to advertise anywhere you like, online, offline, social media, email, single property sites, landing pages, anything you want. As long as you follow these guidelines, you're good to go. Now, keep in mind, when you're putting your proposals together, you need to emphasize a lot of stuff on your marketing because that's a big thing with HUD and its asset managers, especially you selling HUD homes. So now that you know the advertising guidelines, there should be no reason, if you want to become a listing agent, there should be no reason for you not to begin advertising as of today. As of today when you get off this webinar. Advertise HUD homes so you can at least try to get some more deals in that you can close that are HUD homes with your NAID number to show that you're active in the marketing, not only in the real estate market, but also actively selling HUD homes, which makes you look even better. So you still have time. That's why I mainly did these webinars now, because it takes a process. You don't want to find out tomorrow that you have to submit your proposal and you don't have anything ready. You want to prepare. My thing about personal development is, if you don't want to have anxiety as a speaker, I always say this, when I get up on stage, I never have anxiety. And why is that? Because I'm prepared. I've practiced. And preparation is what gets you to be excellent and focused on what you're doing. So always remember that. So let's get into the 5 primary objectives for its AMs. What HUD expects of their AMs. Now, this is very important to know, because you will understand that the same objectives that HUD scores their AMs and wants from their AMs is really very similar to what you're scored on from the AM acting as their listing agent. So both companies, you and the asset manager, are scored. You're scored by the asset manager is scored by HUD. So it comes down into a chain effect that pretty much ultimately these primary objectives, you're going to have to identify and make sure that you include stuff about these things in your proposal and resume. First one is accurate values. Properties should be accurately and competitively valued. This is what HUD expects of its AMs to do. So that means the asset managers have to find competent appraisers that are local to the market that they are appraising these homes in. And I'll tell you one thing, I've been working with HUD for the past decade, and I know a lot of these properties are not priced correctly because of a lot of times these appraisers just price them very differently, or sometimes we just have a lack of appraisers in a specific area, and we just have to take what we get. And some of these appraisers may not be local market experts at times. So it is what it is. That's just something that we have to deal with, especially in the more rural areas, okay? So you'll realize that this also carries over to the listing agent regarding BPOs. Number 2 is highest net return. They want to see, HUD wants to see that the sales achieve the highest net return. That's their bottom line. How much money they're going to net off of selling this home after all commissions are paid, asset management fees and everything. So it comes very in line with a third objective, which is holding time. They want to minimize holding time. They want to minimize the number of days its properties are in their inventory and the number of days that the properties are on days on market. So they want to close these quick. At the same time, they don't want to have a lot of holding time, because the longer the property is being held by HUD, the more it costs them money. Because remember, the asset manager doesn't get paid until there's a successful close of transaction. The field service manager, however, gets paid on a monthly basis. They do a billing every month. So the longer it stays in inventory, the more it's costing HUD money. All right, number 4, owner-occupant opportunities. Sales that create owner-occupant opportunities is very important to HUD. Their mission is to create stability in a neighborhood by creating more homeowners. So this comes to your marketing. Are you marketing to first-time home buyers? Are you marketing to that part of the industry? And that's one thing that is probably something that you want to definitely share in your proposals. Number 5 is closing proceeds. Now this doesn't really directly relate to you as the agent, because HUD, they just want to make sure that closing proceeds are properly accounted for and they're delivered to HUD in a timely manner. This is a responsibility of the AM, the asset manager, to do and work with HUD. So that's just something that they have for the responsibility to do. Now, the 6 factors that asset managers look for in their LLBs, and let's go with that. Number 1 is days on market. Very similar to HUD's objectives, same thing. Most want to reduce their inventories of REOs and sell them quickly. And I won't use the word most. Actually, I'll use the word all. All asset management servicers, companies, direct companies, all want to reduce their inventories of REOs and sell them quickly. So what do you do differently than any other agent to make sure that your days on market is less than your average in your area? You have to portray that in your proposal. 2, pricing strategy. Lenders, AMs, servicers, they want to know the real situation with a market and are relying on you to show them, okay? They evaluate the qualities of the BPO that you submit to them primarily on its timeliness and accuracy. So your BPOs have to be accurate. They have to be submitted in time, because time matters. Time is money. And they want to make sure that the price of the property is priced correctly. And if the appraiser priced it wrong and your BPO says something different, then we need to have a clear picture of why it's different. And that's why your BPOs need to be very strong. And actually talk more about that in the videos. Anyway, number 3, net proceeds. The lenders and AMs need to minimize their losses with these transactions, and you need to show them how you will save them time and money. Again, net proceeds that HUD has the objectives. It's both same thing. It's just carried on to you now from the AM. And these are things that you're scored on, okay? Number 4 is marketing and advertising. Lenders and AMs want to hear specifics from the agent about how they will market the property. The key word there is specifics, not just to say I market properties online and offline in a newspaper. Well, whoop-de-doo. Everybody else can say that. You need to be prepared to identify exactly what you do online marketing on your proposal. Identify that. Put some time into thinking. You are the professional. Every one of you knows that what to do when it comes to marketing. Some of you are more tailored to marketing, some are not. But either way, you have to present it in a way that makes you look like a professional. Number 5, your experience and qualifications. You know, I always say whether your company is small, if it's large or in between that, or if it's a nationally recognized franchise company, or if it's an independent broker that's local, each and every one of you has something to offer. You want to make sure that you relay and discuss your qualifications or your company's qualifications in terms of how they will assist the lenders and the AMs and the companies in solving their problems. Be the problem solver, not the one that complains and reports every little thing as to and throws hundreds of excuses why this particular property is not selling. Be the solution. Share what your solution is for this property to sell. That way, you're being a resource, and that's the 6th thing that asset managers look for in their listing agents. You will need to demonstrate how and what you will do to decrease the stress and the anxiety and make the process smoother and easier for everyone. I'll tell you one thing. With as many agents that I've brought aboard into these HUD contracts, there's only a handful of agents in each state that I would say that I'm very comfortable with as far as knowing that this person is a go-to person in each of those local areas. Okay, they're a resource. I know that if there's a question regarding a local thing in that particular market that they're in, this is the agent I go to because they are always on top of their game. So be that agent is what I'm trying to tell you. Be that agent that the asset management company cannot resist. And you will have a great relationship with your asset management company. So now, you ask, now what? Now what happens? Now that you've had all this information, what do you need to do? Well, you need to create a winning marketing proposal and resume. You have to prepare for the upcoming changes that will happen. Otherwise, you'll achieve the same results as you did before. So don't wait until the last minute to put together a winning HUD REO proposal and resume. You want to be prepared and be ready. So right now, you're sitting at your computer watching this webinar. You've heard me go through the overview of HUD 3.75 and 3.9 contracts and their terminology. You've heard me go through the areas that will be affected. You've heard me go through the HUD marketing guidelines and don'ts. You've heard me go through the HUD's 5 primary objectives for its asset managers. And you've heard me go through 6 factors that asset managers look for in listing agents. You know that you don't have too much time to get ready for this next opportunity. So if you're someone who's really serious about the upcoming HUD REO opportunity, you may be wondering, how in the world am I going to put a winning proposal together? Or how could I use this information shown to me today in a step-by-step easy way? Or you're just tired of being one of the best real estate agents in your local market, but you were never given the right opportunity to become a HUD REO listing agent. Well, trust me, I know you're frustrated, and I want to help. And for those that know me, know that I really sincerely want to help. So I've been approached a lot by many agents to help them create their proposals. So with great demand, in order for me to leverage all my experience, all my knowledge, and throw it out there, I've decided to launch an online video course. And I named it Formula for a Winning HUD REO Proposal, because that's really what it is entailed to help you with, to put your best foot forward. I've created a 6-module video course on creating a HUD REO marketing proposal and resume, along with my tips and strategies, where I break down in detail each section of the proposal and resume step by step. This course is designed to give you everything you need to create your HUD REO proposal and resume. So if you want to have the opportunity to learn from me, the HUD REO expert that has reviewed over 5,000 applications and proposals through 3 different HUD AM contracts, trained over 10,000 real estate agents across the country and set up a network of over 700 listing agents across 16 states in the US, then this program is specifically for you. So here's what we'll do. The first module covers the value offer. The second one covers your website. Third module covers BPOs. Fourth covers your application. The fifth module covers the resume, and the sixth module covers the marketing proposal. So I want to tell you what exactly is included in each of these modules. In module 1, you'll discover what your value proposition is and the different examples of a value proposition. In module 2, you'll discover what to look out for on your website so that it matches your proposal. This is one thing that I do have to stress. Your website really has to match what you're putting on your proposal. That's the first thing I did when I was looking at a application and resume. Go to their website to see what exactly they're doing with marketing. It's important. And in module 3, you'll discover do's and don'ts of BPOs and what to look out for when you're creating them. Module 4, you'll discover things to look out for in the application process and how to prepare for it. I'll tell you one thing, every asset management company is different. For example, some require just a resume. Some will require your whole resume package and proposal. Some will actually have their own application and ask for a resume and proposal. So you need to be prepared to understand what may be in this application that you need to make sure that you're aware of and prepared for, okay? Module 5, you'll discover in detail, step by step, how to format your resume and what to put into each section of the resume. This is where we get to start getting deep involved into this whole creation of this proposal. In module 6, this is the nuts and bolts. This is the meat, everything. You'll discover in detail, step by step, how to format your marketing proposal and what to put in each section of the proposal. So here's what I want you to do now. If you implement everything I just showed you, you would probably be able to put together a general proposal. But question is it an extraordinary or captivating proposal? Well, to increase your chances of winning a HUD LLB contract, you need to invest in my step-by-step formula for a winning HUD REO proposal course right now. This is the time. This is the time to invest in yourself. My strategies will increase your chances of getting your proposal noticed and considered. I've had clients pay me thousands of dollars for consulting sessions on putting together their HUD REO packages. I set the initial price point at $997, considering the generous detailed information I provide in my step-by-step course. But after some thinking, I really did settle on $697. But after more thought, the day before the launch date that I did, I really wanted to make your decision a no-brainer and make it really accessible to everybody out there because I know it could benefit many of you out there. So you can get all my strategies and information for a one-time payment of $347 by going to reoproposal.com. $347 is really, I mean, when I put this price, this is giving it away. But I said, you know what? I'm the type of person that wants to provide more value, right? So I said, okay, wait, let me do some more things here. So when you claim your spot in my formula for a winning HUD REO proposal video course, just on today's webinar, I'm going to give you an additional 4 bonuses that are valued at over $1,000. Okay, and here's what they are. Bonus number 1 is a video on important tasks of a HUD REO agent. Okay, I'll reveal the exact task of a HUD listing agent, especially the ones that affect the scorecard. This will help you use that content that you hear and see on the video and the verbiage in parts of your proposal. This is the important part. Bonus 2, marketing HUD homes and your brand on Instagram. It's another video because Instagram is one of the quickest growing social media platforms out there. Here you'll learn the tips on marketing HUD homes on Instagram, setting up your bio, what and when to post, and more. Bonus 3 is another video that is titled Online Marketing Platform to Market HUD Homes Effectively. I will reveal an online marketing platform. This is one that I use personally, okay? So it's not just something I'm recommending. I use this personally in my business. This is where you can actually market HUD homes by creating landing pages, single property sites, postings on Craigslist, Facebook ads, YouTube, virtual tours, and more, all by entering the FHA case number, and it feeds everything from there. This will make you look like a marketing pro. And then bonus number 4 is my REO Asset Manager Black Book. I will give you access to my Black Book of REO Asset Managers, contact information, so that you can create relationships and network with them, all by going to reoproposal.com. That particular bonus is priceless in my terms, in my thoughts. In addition to all of this, you'll also get 2 of my review videos. The 2 things that I discussed today, 2 of the 3 main things. One of them is the 6 factors that asset managers look for. I'm going to include this and a separate video that's called a review video in the back-end portal that has a little more information in regards to these 6 factors. And then also the second video about HUD's 5 primary objectives. That will also be as a review video in the back-end portal. So you can actually have those, both watch them over again, so that way you can create your content and package together. So act now. My promotional price of $347 for this course and bonuses will only be available for the next couple of weeks. After that, I will raise the price to $997 where I originally wanted to, but I really wanted to make it accessible. So quick recap. You get the 6-module Formula for Winning HUD REO Proposal video course. You get 2 review videos of HUD's 5 primary objectives for its AMs and 6 factors that asset managers look for in their listing agents. You get important tasks of a HUD REO agent bonus video. You get the bonus video on marketing HUD homes and your brand on Instagram. The bonus video on the online marketing platform that I use to market my homes and HUD homes effectively. And you get my exclusive REO Asset Manager Black Book. Doesn't get better than that. In closing, you know this is an amazing value. Take advantage of this incredible offer and discount while you can, plus all of the amazing bonuses. Just go to reoproposal.com, and now I want to open it up to questions that you may have. For anybody out there, please go ahead and submit your questions. I know I have a couple already up there, a few of them that I want to get to. But again, that's my contact information. That's my email. If you ever have any questions or need help with anything, feel free to reach out. So what I'm going to do now is go to the Q&A, so that way we can see what exactly we have going on here. And keep in mind this portal, actually here, this is actually one of the, let me see, there's one question in here that I did see. It says, okay, it says, how is the video course delivered after signing up? Okay, so the video course and everything, all the content is in a back-end portal that I've created that is all accessible to all my members that sign up for this one-time fee of $347. So what happens is, in addition to all this stuff, the members that belong into my circle or have invested in this course that I know they're serious about putting their contracts together, I will be, as I get the announces for the awards of the contracts in each and every state as they come to me, I will be communicating these inside the portal to all my members in there. Okay, so anybody that's invested in this one-time fee can actually get this information from me at the time when the HUD awards the contract. So that way you know who that company is, and you need to start making that relationship, okay? So, and as I get some more stuff as far as updates or any REO or asset management updates, I will definitely share it through my portal. All right. Another question that I see here, it says, if you're currently an LLB, do you need to resubmit an application and start over? Great question, and the simple answer to that is absolutely. Each and every one of anybody that's going to be submitting a proposal together will have to start over, even if you're a current listing agent, because it's a new contract. So application is always going to be open for the new contracts that come out to whoever wins it, and they're going to need to set up their broker network. So it's really important that you understand, even though you're a listing agent, you still need to submit your application to the right people, to the right company at the time this happens. And I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you a little thing that happened with this recent contract that just happened recently last year in October. It was an emergency contract that my client won, BLB Resources. And I'll tell you one thing. There was a lot of agents that were calling me and emailing me that they were listing agents and didn't even know that the contract changed hands. They were not aware of that. So that kind of tells me one thing or another. There may be lack of communication there, or they were just not on top of their game to figure out that there are changes. And that's why I want to make sure that when these changes happen, as soon as I know them, I will be relaying this information to you so that way you know that as well, because it's important to be on top of your game and ready for that opportunity to come by. Let's see, here's another question. Why HUD uses the same agent in same areas for a year? Give chance to other agents. That's a great question. I'll tell you one thing, because the people that have never listed a HUD home probably have never sold a HUD home. Many times they are not marketing HUD homes. They're not showcasing themselves that they are involved in HUD homes. I always say, whenever you want to become an agent for an asset management company, the first thing you want to do, not just ask for being a listing agent, but go to them and be a resource to them. Sell their properties, market them market their properties in any way that you can. Especially with HUD being open to all, there's no reason why your website shouldn't have marketing information on HUD homes or certain incentives that are in certain areas, why they shouldn't be advertised. Like, for example, in the Northeast and in Florida and in, I think, Kentucky and other states, there's a special HUD incentive for buyers purchasing HUD homes that they can buy a HUD home with $100 down payment. Well, guess what? 90% of the people that I met didn't even advertise that and still don't advertise that on their advertising materials. Why not? That's leads that you're getting all day long. I wish I was in an area. Unfortunately, in California, there's no $100 down payment thing. I wish I was in a state where I can market $100 down payment. I'd quit everything and be 100% full-time HUD agent and marketing that all day long. Because guess what? That's only going to get me buyers. So that's just my reply to that. You just really have to be on top of your game. And I'll tell you one thing. I reviewed, I'll tell you, around 5,000 or more applications and proposals. And really, there's really only a handful of them that impressed me. A handful out of all those thousands. So that tells you that really 90% of the agents out there do not know how to put this proposal together, what they should put in it together. And that's why it really motivated me to do a program like this, where not only you can use it for HUDs, but you use it for any REO asset management company. All right, so let's go forward. It says, I'm an LLB in Florida, but wanted to know if you would mind sharing your platform for marketing HUD homes without having to sign up for the whole program. Don't mind paying a small fee. It's really not about paying a small fee. Anybody can know what this platform is. It's just that because it's involved in my video course, I don't want to disclose it to just everybody, because that wouldn't be fair for the people that actually invested, because some of these bonuses really are valuable, and that's the reason. Maybe we can talk offline on this, and we'll discuss that. So go ahead and email me. It says, can you elaborate on the platform that comes with the program that markets HUD homes? Okay, that's the same question. Don't understand what you are offering here. Okay, so the question is, this is just a bonus video. I'm going to be sharing with you in that video what I use in my business, what platform I use, and I found that platform actually takes HUD listings directly from HUDHomestore.com and feeds them into that platform where you can start marketing those HUD homes. Again, I don't want to disclose that to just open. It's something that it's a part of my video course, and anything that's a part of my video course, it wouldn't be fair for the people that are investing in the video course and getting this. So please just keep that in mind. I got a lot of thank yous. I appreciate each and every one of you. There's a lot of thank yous that they just signed up. I really appreciate each and every one of you that are doing that. And I tell you one thing, I do want to say that whoever is signing up, it's really not just about you getting to know how to put a proposal together. It really makes you a better agent as well. That's one thing that I know. It does do that, because the stuff that you learn in there will just make you a better agent. Let's see, what else? It says, how current is the REO Mass Asset Manager Black Book of Contacts? Great question. It is as current as I know, but let me tell you one thing. These contacts always change. It's a very evolving industry, and changes happen quite honestly quickly sometimes. There's changes in asset management managers that go from one company to another. I've been fortunate myself because I've lasted over almost a decade with the same company when I was working as an asset manager. But I'll tell you, 60% of them probably leave and switch companies a lot, often, especially with a fluctuation of inventory. So I can never guarantee that, hey, these are going to be all good contacts. But I tell you one thing, they have LinkedIn IDs in there that you can actually go to their LinkedIn, even if they are not, even if their contact information may be not current, or whatever the case may be. So at least that you'll know that you can contact them via that way as well. Let's see, one-man company with one person. Is it okay to apply and later add service people like admin assistants? You know what? If you're a one-man person, it doesn't hurt you, because I actually have hired people that are one person or one smaller companies. Because I'll tell you one thing, those people, especially if you're just a one-man person, you probably don't have many other REO accounts, or if any. So that tells me that you, as a person, are really going to be focused at all the tasks that are going to be assigned to you. Focused on this particular account. So it won't look at you in a negative way, but will a team help? Absolutely. I mean, that's just going to be the case where, a team is where you can actually grow as an agent and even better yourself. Okay, so keep that in mind. Let's see, another question. It says, I'm really surprised by hearing that Ohio has been removed from the 3.9 offering. I appreciate the REO proposal offer that you have. Paid for what sounds like inferior HUD coaching. Okay. If Ohio comes up, then I still might be interested. All right. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yes, for whatever reason, it was just recently the posting pre-solicitation came out July 24th and July 25th, which July 24th actually had Ohio and Michigan. July 25th, they removed Ohio and Michigan. So what that tells me is that it's in limbo. It could come back again. Like I said, HUD changes things around pretty often. So I'll definitely let you know and keep you in mind as far as that goes when it does happen. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much to all those that have signed. And I'm going to go ahead and share the link with those that are still on board. That link is in the chat box. Feel free to click on that if you want to sign up for my course. Another one question that I have here, it says, do you have to be a broker to be considered an REO agent? Great question. So because HUD refers to their listing agents as local listing brokers, no, you don't have to be a broker. There's a ton of my agents that are just agents. They're not brokers. But HUD calls them brokers because the contract with the asset manager, and that's normally the case, the asset manager and the agent, it's always between the asset management company and your brokerage. It's not between you and the asset management company as an agent. It's always broker to broker. So just keep that in mind, but does not mean that you have to be a broker to be a HUD REO agent or another REO agent from a different company. And the great thing about this course is that excuse me, I have to take a sip of water, is that the course itself is designed for an REO package, but the content that I'm sharing is really geared to HUD as a niche. Okay, so That's the thing. You can take this course and put a proposal together and give it to any asset management company, not just HUD REO. So keep that in mind. Let's see. Another question, another question I have, it says, do I need to buy anything else other than this course? I always say buy is a negative word. I always say invest, because you're really investing in yourself. You're not just purchasing something that you're going to use for one day and let it, put it on the side. This is something that you're going to use for your career. That's going to benefit you. Okay. So do you have to invest in anything else besides this course? No. As far as putting your package together, this is it. I've put everything in here. I don't have any like, oh, I'm going to upsell you on something else. Absolutely not. That's not how I do things. But here is the thing. I do have my services as a consultant, as a one-on-one consultant to you after or before you're putting your project together, to go through it with me. If you'd like, I can do that, and that's a one-on-one consulting, and that's done on a monthly basis, but it's done really in a 1 month period. And if you want services beyond that, then you can go beyond that. But that is a different service because now you're consulting with me on a one-on-one basis, and I'll introduce that as an added service for you guys if you wanted to utilize that service to hire me as a consultant regarding your package or anything else. So that's definitely something that is going to be relayed to all my members in the inner circle that invest in this program. All right, let's see if I have one more question here. It says, when will California proposals be reviewed? How much time do we have? Well, the California proposals, it's part of the 3.9 contract. The California contracts, the 3.7 contracts that we're currently in, are expiring in May. The solicitation, the pre-solicitation has gone out already in July, actually early August on the 3.9. So the solicitation itself can happen any day now, and then once the solicitation goes out in full force, asset management companies have 30 days to submit their bids. After 30 days, it closes off. HUD reviews all of the bids that come up, and then you're looking at about 30 days thereafter, 30 to 60 days for HUD to announce awards. So it's technically between 30 and 60 days after the bid deadline is when you'll hear about awards, relatively speaking. I mean, I'm just talking about what we know as far as now, and that could change. But I know for a fact that the contracts are coming up to an end. There's no way, shape, or form. There will be changes. It's just a matter of between now and 6 months. And that's why I always tell everybody, if you haven't been in the HUD home game, at least begin marketing, begin being active with it, so that way you can showcase what you're doing on your proposal. It will only help you. Another question is, it says, is BLB submitting a bid for California? Well, I'd love to answer that question, but unfortunately I can't. I have confidentiality agreement with my clients, and I don't disclose anything that goes beyond that. I am so sorry. I wouldn't be able to answer that question. All right, any other questions? Again, reoproposal.com. I look forward to seeing you out there. And like I said, I will be in 5-Star. I was speaking at the REO Lab. If anybody's going to be there, feel free to come out and say hi to me. I'd love to see you guys out there. It's always nice seeing my fellow agents out there. So if I think I've answered all the questions. If there are no other questions, I will just tell you, each and every one of you, that whether you invest in this course or not, I really, truly say I wish you great success in your business, in anything that you do, because what I want to provide to everyone is as much value as I can. And I live my life only one time in this world, and every one of us is going to leave this world at one point or another, and I want to create a legacy that will not be forgotten. That's my whole mission and goal. So everything else is just going to be gone bye-bye. So with that said, I thank each and every one of you for spending this past hour with me. Take care, folks. Feel free to reach out to me, and I hope to see you out there somewhere. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful day.